Hello, Bulldozer Power GT fans. This is Bulldozer Power GT Motorsport Manager, the second series in our quest for glory in the GT Championship. The last race was bad. It was a bad race. Stephanie Mori basically just completely messed it up. Stacked the car with not an awful lot of laps to go. And it ended in disaster. Falco, we'd done something a little bit more experimental with his race plan, and yeah, that wasn't good on a strategy side of things. One can't help but wonder whether it is Steph's lack of focus that caused her to bin it. But regardless, I'm slightly displeased at the result there. Hasn't exactly made the chairman chipper either, and as a result, we're down £2 million on the race there, which takes us to minus 3.3 million. Anyway, the results of the race was Clem Fandango won it, as is so often the case. Also got pole, also got the fastest lap, as is so often the case. Laszlo Hitbone second, Frankie Trial in third. What that's done to us in the standings, well, Steph's dropped quite a bit. Falco is still bubbling around the kind of the 10th place mark. And when it comes to the team results, well, that's paid for the short term, certainly, our aspirations towards locking up a top 3 position. Damn, frankly, I wasn't thrilled. No, if you've not seen the last race, I recommend going to see that, because there was a certain level of not being thrilled in there in the slightest. Yeah, so that's kind of that. Right, let's switch the old pit team around there. The pit crew have been doing a pretty good job this season, to be honest. I pay very little attention to it now. All I do is I swap out the ones that are tired. And that tends to get the job done. They don't screw it up too often. Anyway, that's old news. This isn't. Steph's knocked another 82% off her car. Well, you know, that's the second race in a row where she stuck it into the crash barrier, so I'm not thrilled about that. I'm going to take out a ruddy great insurance policy on her and see if she does it again. Anyway, Sophie Richards wants to do an interview for Central Sports Network. Go on in, Soph. Henry Wellington's agent has been telling reporters all over town that you're interested in signing his client next season. Is this true? I've no idea. I've got no idea who he is. Sure, maybe, don't know. I've never even heard of him. No, he's awful. Henry, I tell you, you better have some kind of, you're going to pay me, I don't know, 5 million a race or something. Otherwise, I'm just not interested. Here's a pit crew review. Another mistake-free weekend. Jolly good. Our fastest pit stop was 3.4 seconds. We broke our previous pit stop record. Pit crew delivering, frankly. Hard-fought win for Fandango in Milan. GTCS's safety regulations have been called into question after one car crashed. I think we know who that is, and retired during the race. And then, you know, some details about the winning teams that really doesn't apply to us. Right, we've completed the scouting report on Bam Bam Pucko. We might as well go and have a look. Well, she's awful. And doesn't have potential to be anything other than awful. She is, however, a pay driver. Hey, we could get Bam Bam on board. Interesting. Yeah. That's very interesting. Right, if you're going to pay me 200 grand a race, let's approach the driver. You're not interested in joining the GT side? Oh, I wanted Bam Bam on the team. Oh, poo. No, I was about to go full bore into let's just etch a sketch the whole thing, and see what we can come up with. Now, where would one search for paid drivers? How does one go about that then? Cost per race? No, I don't think that's it. Yeah, intriguing. Let's add these cheapies into the scout queue here. There you go. Get a load of that happening. Oh, and yeah, there you go, Frank. Go on. What about this Piccolo personage? No, you're not interesting to us in the slightest, because we have had a few. There will be a way where I can find specific. No, all no. No. You'll tell me in the comments, I'm sure, if there is an easy way to look up pay drivers. Does it give us their... Yes, it does. Oh, okay, we can just mouse over and do it that way. Right, let's go for ability, and then let's start at the top. I mean, it's unlikely we're going to find one. No. No. You know what might be better is starting at the bottom. Yeah, easy on fuel, Wonder Kids. Yeah, these are all the good drivers that we've got going on here. Not bothered about good drivers. I've got one good driver. I haven't decided which one of my two drivers is the good driver at the current time, but we'll see. We'll see what we've got going on. Right, no, let's go down to the bottom end of the things. Henry Russo is the worst driver I have ever seen in my life. Good. He might be ideal. What about Snaggles here? No, he's a dull interviewee. Doesn't surprise me. Fuel hungry media trainer. Bam Bam is a pay driver. I would hire Bam Bam. You know, I mean, that's I don't, because it doesn't matter. I'm not bothered about them being any good. I'm quite happy to have one driver finish last in every race, because it will allow me to experiment with some bits and pieces strategically. No. Have we really only found two so far? Oh no, there's another one. Army Mule. Army Mule's a pay driver. Army Mule's been driving pretty well. Cost per race is 500 grand. The payout is 234. So basically, you're looking at a half-price driver. Well, that's interesting. Oh, and she's not pleased with the team because they're using dicey parts. Okay, right. Well, I might try and ride it out to the end of the season. I might be rash and do something soonish, but we'll see. Right, we've got at least. Hey, we're going to get some money, everybody, because we've got a sponsorship slot open. Well, that's super duper. No. It's not updated. We have to go back here. But anyway, we'll head back to sponsors in a sec. We both know Falco could present himself better when it comes to interacting with the press. Famous communication expert Brennan Stone has a slot available in his renowned How to Talk Right media training course. Should we sign Falco up for it? What does media trained actually give us? I'm not doing it. That's a given. PR is certainly not overrated. Here's the PR that Falco needs to learn. Shut up. Shh. We don't talk to anyone, Falco. Keep your opinions to yourself. Nobody's interested. Well, everybody's interested, but it just makes me sad. Right, slot 2. I hope this is worth, let's say 2 million a race. That'd be nice. It's 150 grand a race, with nothing up front for 6 races. Maxwell's, I can't see you getting the gig. I'll be honest. Although our marketability is not brilliant at the moment, so. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Right, onwards. Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to find out. Anyway, Becky's finished fixing the cars, so we can now go and get back into improving parts. Now we're not building any more parts this year. In fact, I'm not entirely sure if would I be able to build any more parts, because you know what, we're already 3.5 million in the hole. What's the difference between that and being 10 million in the hole? Let's have a look, shall we? What did I say we needed? We could probably go with some more suspension. No, go back to improved parts. What's the worst stuff we've got? Suspension 62 and 102. 74 and 109. Okay, fine. The gearbox. We've got one decent gearbox, which needs some work, but it's largely decent. The engine's not too bad. And the brakes aren't too bad either. So I think we're either looking at suspension, which is probably going to be the cheaper option anyway, or a better gearbox. Now, given that we splashed out on the flaming telemetry centre to get the gearbox under control, that might not be the worst idea. No, stuff it. If we're going to spend... No. Whoa, calm down. Let's do suspension first, rather than go straight to stuff it. Right, medium speed corners plus 25 to max. Yes. All right, okay, let's try it. And off you go. Yep, do it. Hey, unlimited money. Right, okay, well, in which case the plan's back on. Right, I'm going to continue developing the car then. Because we're going to race like there is no tomorrow. And that's really the full story as it exists at present. I'm going to get everything up to 100%, given half a chance, and then we'll go from there. We've got another sponsor option in. Brace yourselves. All right, so La Rocca, £1 million up front for 10 races, which averages out at 100 grand a race. La Rocca, that's lovely. But it's not as good as Maxwell's, and Maxwell's was pretty poor. Now, obviously, for only 6 races, it doesn't pay out quite as well, but I would hope that my marketability will be a little higher by the time that turns round, right? And that's the notion, the aspiration there. Right, okay, well, we've got the third one in. 350 up front plus 150 grand a race, that's easily the best. Yep, I'll take it. Not going to get any better than that. There we go. It's a drop in the ocean, but that did just pay for our new suspension, which is magical. Good. Right. Well, after the next race, slot 5 comes up, and that's a bit more like it. Because we're into bonus race sponsors there. I want someone who wants me to finish in 20th, and they'll pay me £1 million for doing so. Does that seem unreasonable? I don't think it does. Right, we have just about finished these. I'm not gonna wait for them to get to 100. We'll put something else in. Reliability is looking. No, sorry, beg your pardon. Performance is looking good on these. Let's start at the top and work our way down then. Right, 102 of 109 and 99%. Very nice. What do we got here? 150 of 156 and 90%. That's super. Right, let's bang the engine in. And then engine 2's pretty close, but let's put the engine in there as well. Yep. Okay, getting onto the gearbox. Oh, gearbox. No, gearbox is already in. It's already super reliable. This is good. But we'll put gearbox 2 into a little bit further development there. See if we can't beefcake that one up somehow. Now this is leading to an interesting period in our development here, because what is the game going to compensate for me being enormously overdrawn by offering up various new options, one might say, to try and make life easier for me. There we go. Look, I can get all of this done in no time at all. Let's head for that, and then we can switch that engine out for something else. Actually, I might. No. What will happen before then is that we'll have the new suspension ready to play with. So I'll be able to do some tweakage where that's concerned. Anyway, the championships finished its race in Dubai, round 6, and it's Foxy Blankowski who has come out on top of the heap, driving for Otsuno Racing, with Anaconda in second and Nancy Pumpkin in third. Blankowski also finished the qualifying in first and got the fastest lap. And that's actually quite an interesting result, in that Blankowski is only fourth overall, and that will have actually propelled her up the standings a little bit. Yeah, fun. Bean is still in first place overall, having finished fourth on the track, with Swans, who is down in seventh. and Conda, who finished second. Yeah, that's the leaderboard there as far as the drivers are concerned. In teams, Spartan are well out in the lead, but they are catchable by Hammer. Orange are still in it as well. Anybody below that is probably not in the running for this season. So there you go. Keep your betting slips handy on that one. Right, good. What next? Crack on, I reckon. Yeah, good. Oh, there we go. Suspension's coming up. Oh no, we've got to choose a vote. I know what this is. This is Big Earn. There we go. Occurs to me occasionally that you team principals might be interested in tabling a particular motion. It's Big Earn asking for something to beef up Big Earn's retirement fund. Big Earn, you corrupt old git. No, it's not happening. No. Right, good. That's that dealt with. You can choose it for yourself, and I'll vote accordingly. But we don't hold with corruption, Ernie. Right, new suspension has turned up. Performance 114 of 156. Ooh, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Good. Right. Well, I'll tell you what we're doing next, because until I'm cut off, I'm going to keep spending the ruddy money. Yeah, there's no sense in me not spending the money now. Part of me says, well, look, we do pretty well on deceleration. We're actually not worst. So maybe pushing our talent with brakes yet further would be a good way to go. That said, gearbox, we've got the ability to build really nice gearboxes now. So why not push that further still? Well, these are all valid observations. Right, brakes we can go over 100 with both sets. We can go over 100 with both sets on the engine as well, but we can't do it on the gearbox. It's going to be the gearbox. We're doing the gearbox, everybody. Yeah, we're going to do the gearbox. Right, now then, how are we getting on here? That engine's up to 90%. That's pretty solid. This 151 of 156, near enough. Stop working on the bad gearbox, but let's get the new suspension in there, like that. Okay, now you see there's quite a lot more work to be done there. So if we were to, its reliability is going to make a big difference. There you go, 27 minutes before the race. No, what we'll do is we'll get it done super quick, then we can drop that out and refocus. Because as long as this stuff is reliable, it's all good. In fact, I could probably drop the engine out there. 90 is easily enough. The only thing that really buys us is the ability to weight strip and go a bit quicker. 6 days before the race, that sounds good to me. Right, yeah, good. Okay, fine, smashing, excellent. Design a new part. If I'm not worried about money anymore, then stuff it. And it's going to be a gearbox. So we want additional good, maybe. Acceleration, we want 40 to max. Well, that's happening. And it's big, but because it's 2 max, that is the stuff that we care about. Acceleration plus 50, nope. Nope. Reliability plus 20. No, see, none of this is really helpful. If I could do 3 of those, that'd be a belter. That would really make a difference to our existence. Red zone minus 10%. That's not the worst idea in the world. But no, if I can't, it's the max that's important, because I'll spend the time to get the thing jazzed up to get it fixed. All right. Well, I don't know what I'm doing then, do I? We'll take that, I think. Do we? Yeah, we'll take that one. All right, okay, good. And then we've got one more we can play with, which we could go for this to add an extra good slot. Acceleration plus 30, I suppose, is the way to go. Yeah, do that. Oh, it pushes the top end as well. I mentioned this last time. Why don't you remember these things? Just remember them. Just remember that this is a thing that happens. So this will give us another 147 engine with an extra 50, allegedly, on soft supers and ultras. Does it though? If I change that, does that drop it by 50? No, take that out. No, it doesn't. So it's an... okay. So under regular race conditions, we get an extra 50 go-go juice. Well, that seems to be a lot of fun. Let's do it. Yep, there we go. Yeah, it's all just money. It's just a number that changes when I push a button now, and frankly, that's really all I care about. Is that it's something. We just finished reviewing several new drivers. It's not too late for me to change my driver makeup before the next race. Yeah, I'm not joking. Right, we've researched Bingo Hazmat. He's in the Challenger, same as we are. He's not a bad driver, actually. He's got an annoying other half, and he's erratic. You do surprise me. Anyway, that's Hazmat. And then we've got Blue Moon. So look, Blue Moon, not bad. Is a pay driver who pays 249 a race, and is actually quite a good driver. It's going to cost me 1.4 to break their contract. Let's try this. Not interested. Why did I bother scouting them? Oh well, never mind. If they're not interested, they're not interested. And Burdog. Crashed big in Guildford. Well, that can happen to absolutely anybody, and they're scared. Well, that's rough there, Bird. But no, I'm just guessing that you're possibly not the driver for us. Right, let's just bang a few more into the queue. We've got loads in the queue already. We're going to hit through everybody eventually. I will find the right driver. I am going to buy a pay driver, I think. Were there to be a third season, and you'll decide whether that's the case or not, my aim will be to actually not run the team completely ragged financially. I could hit up the boss for a bit of a cash injection, but frankly, I'm going to wait until I've got her happiness up to 100%, which will happen after I actually manage to finish a race with both drivers. I'm hoping, especially if I do reasonably well. That's a possibility. Right, what have we got? Callie McCabe. Callie, you're fearless. You've got a rival with your other driver, but you're actually quite mediocre as far as racing driving is concerned. There we go. Just a reminder that we're currently 5th. We're currently bang on our target of 5th. Good. Right, Black Sea is coming up. It's a 37 lapper. Ooh, lots of laps. Lap length is 2 miles than the lap record is. There's likely to be some rain during the race, with Sunday showing 40% chance of rain. It's always 40%, and it doesn't seem to matter. Forecasting Centre will really transform our experience while we're away at race weekends. It'll give the drivers a plush motorhome to hang out in, for one thing. Do we care about that? I don't care about that. Look, hold on, Becky, I'm mulling it over. Yeah, interesting. Oh, this is an idea, isn't it? Isn't it an interesting idea? Yeah, this is an interesting idea. Driver in fitness focus in a staff centre. Yeah. Yeah, scouting 9 ball boring. Forecasting centre allows us to see more weather. Okay. Brakes R&D. Boring. But, good nonetheless. Design centre. Ooh. Minus 0.3 days to design a part. Big deal. Yeah, do not care. Just not interested in that particularly. What have we got here? Plus 10 part development stuff. That's more like it. The factory adds 6 extra part improvement slots. That's good. 50% road car factory. It's only 15 million quid. We've got a test track, which gives us the epic level engine upgrades. Yes. The telemetry center 2, electric boogaloo. In fact, I think it's a telemetry center no, it would be level 2. No, let's go to level 3 on the factory. Go on, do it. Go on, do it. What now? This type of spending is unacceptable. All right, let's try something a little bit cheaper. You know what? We've already invested in the telemetry center. Let's try it. Negative Ghost Rider, it's not happening. Well, it was worth it. It was a noble dream. As long as they let me keep building the parts there, I suppose that's okay. And I suspect the cut-off point is minus 10 million. Or minus 5. Could be either. We'll find out pretty quickly, I would imagine. Let's hit the continue button and see where we end up. But yeah, no, that's it. Financially, sod it. I'm throwing caution to the wind. We'll see what happens. Anyway, the championships come back from Guildford. Chill Blankowski is out having won the race. The Blankowskis having a nice run of things lately, with Anaconda and Bam Bam Puckeye making a showing there as well. Well, it's no wonder Bam Bam doesn't want to drive for me. She's doing quite well in the big league. Although saying that, where is she in the standings? 11th. Yeah, that's not that remarkable then. Okay, right. Well, so be it. But what is jolly exciting is the fact that I can continue developing the car and money. Just frankly, I'm not fussed about now. Right, so reliability should be there. Let's have a look. Brakes, yep, 2 sets are reliable. 2 engines that are fully reliable. Gearbox, we're waiting for the new one to come out, but the first one is perfectly reasonable. And then suspension. The secondary suspension could possibly be tweaked a little further. We'll tweak it a little further. Well, just to give him something to do, frankly. There you go. Well, no, we'll go this way. There you are. You can take your time over it, Kevin. Just keep spannering away and see what you manage to shake loose. Let's have a look at the performance we got here. That's all looking fine. Having nudged the staff over to this side, that should give us a bit of a beef up before the race. I'm not going to bother putting anything else in now. Frankly, there's nothing much going on there. Right, let's have a look then. Pre-race Gospel in the Black Sea. Clem Fandango's been tipped to win. Fair enough. Let's go down to the interesting people. We're having a shocking season, says struggling driver Ian Hayes. I think the higher-ups need to have a hard hard look. It's hard, it's long. Let's look at it. There's specialist websites for that. What we're doing here at Magyar Engineering, because as a team, we're having a really tough time right now. You probably need some money. Here's Zhang. I'm not spotted a number of transactions coming out of the account that I find concerning. Guess what, Zhang? You've been spotting that for a while. What are you going to do about it? Right? There is only so much I can do with the handful of beans you've given me to make a competitive race team. So how about you dig deep, rustle up some sponsors that aren't a joke, and and we'll deal. Now, I invested heavy in drivers. They're going to need parts in order to get the best out of them. Anyway, this is Brigitte Gobert. What's she capable of? She's stable. That's not a bad thing. Capable of a whole 4.5 stars, so likely to be a pretty good driver later on. We've got 2 pretty good drivers, so there's no bonus there. Butch Puckeye, Bam Bam's less trustworthy ex, I suppose, is a born leader. He's rock solid and he's stable. So what you're telling me is Butch is pretty boring. Butch is dull, but he's quite a good driver. Hey, good. I'm not hiring him. That's not happening. Right. It's purely because I can't stand having alert buttons going like, pay attention to me. And I kind of go, no, I'm not going to pay attention to you any more than I already have done. Right, let's crack on. Okie dokie, what are our choices then? Golden Tiger for 13th, Acres for 6th, Northern Harbour for 2nd. It's going to be Acres because that's what we've done all season. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's fit some parts. I do like a part fitting moment. Right, Steph, good brakes. Are we going to stick with Steph on the good stuff? Now then, there was quite a to-do in the comments. I mean, the half dozen of you have commented. With regard to whether I should punch. I mean, I was in the heat of the moment. I was saying that I was going to give Falco all the good stuff, because he's not let me down, despite the fact I don't like his attitude. No, seriously, he's wound me up on social media too many times. and he will be first against the wall. Steph, she may be unreliable, but she is the more exciting of the two drivers. But Falco comes through in a pinch. Right, Steph, have some better suspension. Falco, have some better suspension. Well, that would be the change, wouldn't it? I'm not thrilled. I don't know if that's coming through or not. No, we're going to go with that. We're going to leave Steph in number 1 position. But if Falco comes through for me in this race, we might start to we might start to make some bigger, bolder changes. Anyway, medium speed corners. So suspension is actually crucial in this race. So having new suspension is a good thing. Right. Tyre wear is very high. Very high tyre wear. Tyre wear is very high. That's going to be worth bearing in mind. Well, whether you bear it in mind or not, it's a reality. So coping with that in some fashion is going to be helpful. Right, it's a wiggly old track, this one, and we've got to go around it 37 times. So I think we should be planning for a minimum of 2 stops, probably 3 is going to be the commonplace one. And obviously we're going to want to lean into that particular curve by possibly rocking some medium tyres. Much will depend on what the weather ends up doing. Yeah, there we go. But there it is. Zhao Ting, you're not by any chance really good, right? You don't give me money for just having a go in practice, because even though your feedback's rubbish, the fact that you might pay me money, I am willing to talk in that regard. We're not going to investigate Zhao Ting right now because we've got a race to do. We're not going to mess with anything in the current. What the heck is going on here? Well, either Falco's engineering team they know something in advance with regards to cornering. That's interesting. It looks like handling's going to want to be pretty close to the middle. Looks like speed balance is going to want to be close to the middle. But low speed apparently is going to need to be important. I'm not certain I believe that, but frankly, if that's the guidance we're being given, then I'm going to take it. We'll start here and then potentially work our way further down the list. We'll leave Steph in the middle. So that we've got some comparison to play with, but everything else we'll leave more or less on the money. Yeah, well, okay, we'll nudge it a little bit towards. I don't know. That's weird. I've not seen something that swerves as far from the green bar as that previously. Yeah, let's rock and roll. So what I am going to do, practice please, is I'm going to send Falco out first so that we have the benefit of his knowledge before Steph comes back in. So off you go, Falco. There you go. And now he is the better driver for feedback as well. He's more reliable. He gives better feedback. Steph, your role is in jeopardy here. Now I know you're contracted to be the #1 driver, but honestly, that is in jeopardy. I will drop a Falco on you if you're not, if you don't shape up in this race. This race is the one for Stephanie Mori to prove that she does have what it takes. Come back in, Falco. Oh, I missed it this lap. They're going to do 2 laps from the get-go. Okay, that's not brilliant. Right, well we'll bring them both in this time. No, I'm not going to let them do a flying lap. Fandango's out on mediums, as is Marley, as is Hitbone, as in Disorderly. They're all trying to get their medium tyre knowledge up, and that might not be the worst idea in the world. Right, let's have a look. Right, so the one thing that we've nailed there looked to be the speed balance. Cornering is poor. Speed balance, however, is right on the money. Okay, right, well, we'll bang it all the way to the front. There's not a lot more I can do about that. Oversteer or understeer. It feels like oversteer might be the way to generate some happiness there. Speed balance, however, we want to keep it more or less where it is. Well, we want to keep it exactly where it is, honestly, but alright. Do we stick them out on mediums? Do we stick them out on mediums? Yeah, let's stick them out on mediums. I know, bold move, going out on mediums. Right, Steph has come back and says that the cornering is very poor, so it looks like Falco's initial feedback was exactly right. So let's not mess around. Let's immediately stick that where it needs to be. We'll keep the yeah, it was, I don't know, where were you? You were there. All right, let's go this way to about here. That should put the cat amongst the pigeons. And then your speed balance being in the middle was absolutely spot on. All right, okay. You're also going to start learning all about what medium tyres are, Steph. I know we don't do it very often, but frankly, we're not going to chance additional pit stops. I don't think there's much to be gained from that. Let's up the tempo just a smidge. I'm going to need to get a wriggle on if I want to actually set a lap time. But I think I'll probably wait for... Hold on, bring Falco in. Don't let him do 2 again. It's because you're watching the wrong driver. Oh, I hit that just at the right time. I'll bring Steph in. No, she's missed it. Oh. Knickers. Okay. Handling is now very poor. Alright, cornering's on the money. Handling is not. Speed balance is excellent. Let's compare. So it was poor. We've moved to very poor. So actually, we've either... No, it needs to go the other way. It needs to be a little bit more understeery. Intriguing. Alright, okay. How's that compare? This feels like a very weird setup. This feels like an incredibly strange setup. I think I just went too far. Alright, let's try there. This is going to be a really difficult one to actually just tweak without messing with the tyre pressure and camber in order to I mean, look, we're going to have to... You have to camber quite heavily to get anywhere near where I'd want to be. I don't know, because I can't move that any further. That's it. I've put all the ballast at the front of the car. You want more understeer by the looks of it. Yeah. Unless I went too far. Alright, well, we'll try that, but we're going to have to come back in again. So the chances of you being allowed to complete a full lap are slim. That's not good. Okay, well, I mean, Steph prefers the new cornering. Well, she should do. Let's tell Falco to come straight back in. I just need him to tell me what's going on there. Same story from Steph, is that the handling is very poor. I'd love the green bars to give me some kind... Yeah, it's indicating that a lot more understeer is required. So if we go do a bit of min-maxing here... Alright, well, we're going to have to go that way. But I can't do much about the flipping low-speed cornering. I genuinely can't. Genuinely can't do much about that. Alright, we're going to have to try that, I think. And then if we just monkey with the gear ratios, we can keep that excellent. Hopefully, going this way, we'll move the grate into another grate. So let's assume maybe that excellent lives in the middle. Everything. There you go. I couldn't possibly begin to tell you exactly what's going on there. Right. Alright, cornering's dropped to good from great, so yeah, we do want to go more towards lower speed. Handling still poor, speed balance still good. Yeah, okay. Well, it's not oversteer you want, it's understeer. Or at least swinging back towards understeer. Alright, well that's about as much as we can do there that we can then address with tyre camber, and even that's not going as far as we'd like. What about overinflating the tyres? Well, that's just going to make tyre wear even more horrible. It means we can lengthen the gear ratios a little bit. We've only been able to tweak the handling. I mean, if we want the handling to go there, we lose so much on cornering. How far can we get here? See, it's moving away from where I want it. I've driven this track before. I don't remember this track having been so picky in previous seasons. Maybe I'm misremembering, and I've min-maxed me. Oh, hold on, that worked. Or did it? No, it didn't, because it pushed the flipping cornering back out again. Yeah. Yeah, no, see, all of this takes it the wrong way. And arguably, I've taken that further than I need to. Let's go about here. In fact, let's drag that. No, see, that's not... That still kept us in poor. Well, what else can we do to get low speed into a line? No, see, it's just not helping. Oh, poo! Look, we've been pretty good on all of this jazz the entire time. All right, we're gonna go with that and see where it gets us. It's not. It is far from ideal, but I do want Falco to actually have a go on setting a time. The time is largely going to be irrelevant because of the tyres that we're running on. But as long as the time set is not right at the bottom of the heap, then we'll take that. Although saying that, Fandango just set the fastest time on mediums. So, Steph has got great, good, excellent. Okay, all right. That might be enough. Yeah, great. Okay, so there's actually quite a bit of tolerance within great. We could get just a little bit more handling though by tweaking. Just a little bit like that. No, you're throwing your cornering out of whack. All right. What about tire pressure? No, again, that's taking the cornering the wrong way. All right, we'll leave it like that. No, I'm not messing with it anymore. Get out there and put in a time. Right, let's go follow Falco because he's on his outlap right now. He's just finishing it off. We'll leave. Actually, I'm going to leave him with down the middle kind of strategy just to see what he can record. He's got a car ahead of him, but the way that cars perform during practice is so erratic that that you can't really forecast anything from that. Obviously, everybody's trying to drive, but there's no sense in being over exuberant with this stuff. But whoever it is that's right next to Falco, he's a little bit quicker than him, and that's no bad. He just set the second fastest lap time. Well done, my dudes. Excellent work. I can't get you in and out again, so just keep driving. Build up a little bit more experience. Steph has put in not very good. Right. So Falco put in a really strong time there. Steph not quite as strong. Her car is arguably better set up, which is interesting. They've both reported kind of similar stuff there, but it's also possible that that Steph encountered some traffic of some kind, which will have slowed down her qualifying lap there. Don't know. Doesn't really matter. Both drivers are within within target. That Falco managed to get the fourth fastest time on a set of mediums. Oh. Steph's in trouble. Right, okay. GT Challenge said Tallulah Crouton is racing, apparently, according to Octavia. Whatever. Anyway, Michaela DeMice has said, hells yes, Bulldozer Powered GT totally rocked it out there today. I think we did all right, given that was quite a challenging setup. Steph Murray, woo, that was an awesome session. You got beaten by Falco. It wasn't an awesome session. I suppose awesome, as far as Stephanie is concerned, is not crashing. Right, okay, qualifying, and it's raining. Oh, this is always exciting. Session 1, rain. It's going to stop raining, then it's going to start raining again. Intermediates. Yeah, I think it has to be. I mean, slightly damp. Slightly damp is, if we go out immediately, we'll have slightly damp for the first run. Tricky. Doesn't really matter, does it? No. Steph, qualifying, mediums, go. Yeah. So interestingly, Falco is less happy with the handling of his car, but managed to deliver better. Everyone's suggesting intermediates. We get, it's going to be, I don't know. Are you going to be faster on it? Well, okay, we'll go with the recommendation, people. I suspect everybody else is going to as well. I don't part strip until the race itself. We qualify with what we brung, and then we'll go. Don't hang around, because we want the time back afterwards in case the track suddenly starts drying out. Always get out first. Unless the weather forecast very much says that there is no benefit in doing so. Right, you can have control over your clean air. Right, let's see how we go. Right, keep your eye on the weather. No, it's just going to get worse. Okay, right, I made the right call. All right, I was debating going on a dry tyre. Marley, Hitbone, Manny, Texera, Kilmowski, all you people going out on dry tyres, no, you've hosed this one. You're not going to you're not going to get a result from that, I'm afraid. There we go. Well, we're 1-2 at the moment because we're the only ones to finish. Fandango's coming top. Actually, Engelhardt was 0.4 of a second slower than anyone else. Manny and Blackenkout 4 seconds off the pace. Yeah, okay, I'm very glad I did not go out on dry tyres. Good work, well done, solid effort everybody. That's good enough for the second session, no need to go out again. Jolly good show. Yeah, everybody else right now is going, dry tyres were a mistake, they were a mistake, swap them. It stopped raining. Oh, anyone out on dry tyres now? Crouton, Kickery, Wellington, Kickery. Manny's in. Fandango's gone for a dry run as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, you see, look, all of these late flourishing dry tyres have done the deal. But those who delayed their first push, I mean, I had time to go out and put a second run in there, but I don't need to. Qualifying is the only thing that's important for the second session. So anyway, Jay Blackenkout's gone, Laszlo Hitbone has gone. Interesting. The eliminated is the second place driver in the championship. Ooh, nasty. Actually, Blackenkout's 8th, so that's quite unpleasant as well. They called the tyres wrong, and they paid the price for doing so. Team Yuma there and Team Grand Slam are going to be kicking themselves. Tell you who's not kicking themselves, and that's Team Bulldozer Power GT. We're not kicking anything. Right, next session. Let's have a look. It's dry at the beginning. Is it going to remain that way? I'm keeping you on the edge of your seats here, people. This is the way we like to be. Right, what do we got? Dry. Okay, good. Go. Yeah, absolutely. Go thump it. Go give it the works. Right, now this is the one where we're going to keep the tyres of the fastest run if we make it through to the final race. So if we make it through to session 3, we'll be starting on these tyres. Okay, right, well, so be it. Right, Steph's right out front, so she should have a good effort available to her here. We'll go 4 times again. We won't run a second effort on this one. It doesn't look like we've got any rain that's going to interfere with our run. Right, Steph is on the move. Keep it on the track, Steph. That's the bit that matters. And drive really quick. is my main suggestion there. And 104.884. That's not that fast. Fandango 104.526. Mori currently in second. Shooty and Manny are both good drivers. So to finish up ahead of them is no bad thing. But we'll leave it there. Should be good enough for us to finish at least one driver in the top 6. Yeah, Falco has not made the top 6. I'm going to send him back out again. Come on, Falco, you can go faster than that. I'm even going to tweak your setup. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm regretting it as well. I think it's a terrible idea, but let's see if you can beat your time. If I gently tweak it that way, because it's got a more pronounced effect on handling than it does on cornering or speed balance. Right. Tyre choice. Let's go with those. Come on, Falco, you need to get a wriggle on, man. You've got just about enough time to... oh, it started raining! What a waste of time. Falco just burning through tyres for absolutely no reason at all. The track is going to be absolutely sodden by the time he gets anywhere at all. Bring him back in. No, Falco's going to get eliminated. Oh, well. No, actually, don't bring him in. Let him go. No, all right. I guess we did. Okay, well, there's that. That's a disappointment. But the good news is no one is now going to go faster than Steph Mori. Oh, he went into the pits, came back out again. Clowning around with Falco Engelhardt. Still, 7th isn't bad, because that makes him the fastest non-final qualifying driver. Everyone else is just looking at him go. They're looking at him now going, what is he doing? Why is that clown out on dry tyres when the track is rapidly turning into a swimming pool? This is some brand new system that Bulldozer Power GT have got going on there. I'm not sensing this is going to be fast. No, it wasn't. It wasn't fast. Anyway, Frankie Trial got number 1, Clem Fandango 2, Tallulah Crouton 3, Steph Mori 4. And she's going to be in for an early pit stop. Oof. Anyway, Julie Blackencout's out. Duncan Disorderly's out. Henry Wellington is out. Jeff Kickery is out. Jess Kickery is out. There you go. Bit of drama. Right, so okay, we put a 104 in there. What's it going to do for the third session? Our finished position arguably doesn't matter too much now. Starting in the top 6, first 3 rows of the grid, it's all good. If we can finish 6 or above, though, there is the money to consider. Let's go send out and have a look at the forecast. Forecast is dry, at least in the initial stages. So let's go give that a look. Soft tyres, do you think? Yeah, go on the softs. Do we want to wear those ones out? No, because I think we're going to... If it doesn't rain during the race, we'll probably go with mediums, purely to save... If I can save one pit stop from my drivers, then the choice to go on mediums is worth it. You do lose a little bit of time per lap, but... the overall benefit in not having to do one pit stop, which costs you arguably 30, 40, 50 seconds, is a solid one. Right, here goes Steph. She's making the magic right now, and let's see how we roll here. Well, she's driving round the track. That's kind of what we expected to see at this stage. And what sort of time? 104.835, not much faster than last time. Third so far. Manny's a little bit slower. Still dropped to 4th. Marley's also slower. Let's look at the forecast. Do we want to go and have another go? I think we probably do. Finishing top 6 for the money is worth the effort. We'll send her out on these pre-beaten up tyres. See if she can do any better. The sky is darkening, however. We got some sprinkles coming up. Doesn't look like it at the current time. No, negative on the sprinkles. So we should be okay to just wrap this up. I doubt she can go much faster, but you know, we'll double check that anyway. Engelhardt was in 10th. I haven't sent him out at all. Did I misread that? I thought he qualified outside. I thought he'd been eliminated. You didn't read his name. Oh no! Falco, you're going to have to go real quick, mate. You might get just enough time to stick a lap in. But I have arguably hosed your chances. Right, okay, Steph didn't go any faster on her second run, but so be it, that's life. Falco has probably got enough time to get this in, although time will expire before he crosses the line. Now, I can't recall whether you need to be on the lap when time expires, and it will count it. He had traffic going on there, that's not ideal. What do we get? Not fast enough, but okay, let's put him in 8th, and we have got Steph in 5th, so that's everything we wanted to achieve, we have achieved. Frankie Trial out on pole for the start of the race. Oh, interesting. How did I miss that? Was it? Did I just misread the bar? I think I misread the bar. But I totally missed that Falco had also qualified there. So fortunately, we got him out before time expired. But that was an opportunity missed. Melina Dodds. I'm at Black Sea in person today. So excited. Some P just came out. Go Bulldozer Power GT. I will overlook your incontinence there, Melinda, because you're a fan. Evening Herald Arnold boycott Frankie Trial will be tough to catch tomorrow. Can Flem Candango do it? Don't really care. Yesenia Macera, whatever. Frankie Trial's a legend, untouchable today. Everyone else might as well go shut it. Don't care. Zemina Cantu, I wonder if Yuma Race Team's boss ever wakes up in the morning and thinks about retiring. Jiro Kagawa, if I were a team manager, I'd be keeping an eye on the weather today. Thanks, Jiro. And Luke Finley Maxwell, it's a bit cloudy in the Black Sea. Teams will be hoping it doesn't turn rainy. You know what? If it starts out rainy, that's no bad thing, because it means we can start on non-qualifying tyres. But it's not, though, is it? No, it's not at all. It's starting out sunny sunshine. Oh, well. So be it. Let's have a look at the forecast. Says dry, at least until first tyre change. And first tyre change is probably going to be about lap 5, lap 6. So we will take race trim, super soft tyres wear more slowly, or performance increase. Super soft tyres wear more slowly. We're only going to use them once, but that will allow us to separate the drivers for first pit stop. Yeah, the real trick is going to be if it starts raining mid-race, which obviously we've got no visibility over right now. But if it starts raining mid-race, then the timing of the pit stop is all important. So do we go pit stop, Guru, which is where we would usually head? We are expecting multiple tyre changes, but 15% performance increase is not nothing. Ooh, tricky. 50% faster, okay. But a 15% performance increase would be better than a 50% faster after 4 laps. Possibly. Yeah, you can argue either way on that one. 50% faster. That's not nothing. That's a couple of seconds, right? Whereas a performance increase is going to amount to what? Maybe 0.02 of a second, 0.2 of a second on a per lap basis. We'll try it. If we're going to go with a medium tyre strategy. That said, if it ends up being wet, then we're never going to get onto medium tyres. We're starting out on soft, so maybe switching tyres is the smart way to go. Oh, I'm in a quandary. See, super soft tyres, I don't think we're planning to use them more than once. Let's undo that and put you on that. And then we'll take you off that and put you on this. There we go. Right, then we've got the mix going on in there. The timing of first pit stop is going to be critical. Let's get some weight stripping on. Right, what we don't need to worry about is the gearbox, so we can drop that to 73. Do the same over here. We'll work in parallel this time round. Engine is also not a big deal, so we'll drop that down. We're going to get some nice increases going on here, I think. Now, I might be being overly aggressive on this, but we'll see how it turns out. Brakes reliability, we can drop that as well. Okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah, okay. Good. Well, we've got, I mean, this is a good boost to all reliability. I am not, despite the fact we've got 100% reliability on the suspension, I'm going nowhere near it. I'm going to leave that entirely alone. Anyway, a goodly amount of performance increase. And you know, you never know, that might help. Falco's still unhappy with his handling. Can't do anything about that, Falco. We've tweaked it, mate. There's, you know, we've tried everything. I mean, I could, you know, but honestly, I don't think it's got. You're 1.5. So you're 15 hundredths of a second slower than your teammate. I think we leave well alone. We could possibly tweak the speed balance to make you a bit happier on that. But no, I think we'll leave it well enough alone. Tyre wear, driving style. Yeah, let's get the fuel burn on the go from the off. But we'll leave the tyre wear on neutral, because tyre wear is going to be critical. Right, here's the runners and riders. Fifth placed in the series, Frankie Trial is out in front with Flem Candango in second. Jesus is next to Constanza on the second row, with Steph Mori lining up against Tallulah Crouton, the Orleans AMR driver. On the fourth row is Vlad Marley and Falco. On the fifth row, Fuegas Manny and Lacey Carlton there. In 11th, you've got Julie Blackenkout next door to Duncan Disorderly, who is fourth in the championship overall. Behind them, Henry Wellington and Jeff Kickery. You're down into the kind of the hopeless section. Before Jess Kickery and Jay Blackenkout. And then Laszlo Hitbone, second driver in the universe, and Ian Hayes on the 9th row, with Army Mule, who I would quite like to sign, in 19th, and Jim Kilmowski at the back. Race time, here we go. Let's get some angle. So let's go from the back here so we can see all of the... I'll find the angle. I'll find an angle. There we go. Right. So it's going to be interesting how long these tyres actually manage to hang in there. But hopefully we'll make a decent showing in the short term. We experimented in the last race with taking direct control over the electro booster. This time I'll give it to the drivers and let them take control over that. I find that if I try and do too much micromanagement, just the fact that the words "too" and "much" are used in that description should give you some kind of indication as to the result. So first lap was a formation lap, pretty much. Not a lot of shaking going along, although Crouton has just turbo boosted and made headway. Mori is slow. I don't know why Mori is slow. I'm going to turn your electro boosting privileges off, because otherwise you'll use it coming into a corner where it's going to make very little difference to your world. Englehart's dropped to 11th. What is going on? Have we got some drivers running a lighter fuel load? Is it that the tyres aren't warmed up? Let's warm the tyres. It could be that everybody else has just gone a little bit more aggressive on their tyre burn. That certainly would make a difference. We're getting about ready to thump Stephanie's action button here. Right, give me some race speed. There we go. That's more like it. Steph now in 7th. Obviously, the extra aggression on the tyres. Thump it. There we go. See, that's how you do that. Steph Mori now in 4th, challenging for 3rd In fact, having locked down third. Solid work there from Steph. And Falco's now in 11th. We'll leave Falco to run his own race. Steph's tyres are looking pretty grim right now. Let's have a quick look at the forecast. No change on the forecast right now. We're going to bring Falco in, and we'll stick him back out on mediums. Yes. Yeah, leave the fuel alone. He's going to need a splash at some point, but it's not right now. Everything else looks pretty good. Everything else looks pretty good. We're going to chance the pit stop being chancy, because that's how we roll. Right, as soon as Falco comes in, we'll book Steph in, but we don't want them both in at the same time. That just leads to nothing good happening to anybody at all at any point ever in the world. So Steph's tyres are now looking slightly unpleasant. We'll tell her to come in this lap. And, yep, medium tyres for you as well. Check the weather. No indications of adverse weather right now, which means that whatever we change her to, the tyres will be on the edge by the time we bring her back in. Falco exits in 17th. Quite a lot of the leading drivers are now coming in. We're going to save Steph's afterburners for when she's on the way back out to try and get her back into content. Well, she loses a lot of places there. It was pretty close up front. And you've got Mule, Black and Count and Manny, who are still out on their qualification tyres. Kickery as well. But they won't be for long. That's pretty much a given. Right, let's activate a little bit more tyre shred here. No sense in being cautious in this regard. Right, once we... I was looking at the map there to try and figure out the best time to apply the turbos. And it is now. Go, 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 go. There you go, up to 11th. That'll do. Right, that's not looking too bad at all. Right, Black and Count, the only qualification driver still out there on their Q tyres. So she, is it Jay, who qualified in the top lot? I think it was. Is coming in now to get that done. So now we've got actual race order happening. Fandango's gone out on softs. Big flaming show off. Still no sign of dribble. So tough to say if we're going to see rain or not. But we didn't see any just then. And at the moment, not a very exciting race from the perspective of the Bulldozer Power team. Arguably, we've not really done an awful lot. I've been stuck behind Tex Air for 3 laps. That's all right. We're going to make a difference now. There you go. Afterburners on for Steph. Well, you caught straight back up again, but it wasn't enough. Didn't get anything positive out of that. I think we're going to switch to Falco, who seems to be having a little bit more of a consistent time. That might just be me imposing there, but we'll see. There we go, Falco. New kit. Let's put a quick section in here and see if that helps you out any. He's not far off contention. Steph's challenging for 9th at the moment, but couldn't quite get through. Falco's in a pretty solid 11th, just set his personal best. That's down to me pushing the button. Tyre wear's looking pretty good because we've got those first drivers who haven't pitted yet still have to come in. Let's have a look at the forecast. The only real change coming up is around lap 19, and it doesn't look like there's any rain involved in that. So right now, business is as usual. Nothing too dramatic going on there. Right, switch back to Steph. We've got an afterburner moment. I'm going to wait for the starting grid to activate this. Go. Come on, Steph. Come on. Oh, don't get shut out like that. Come on, pull in front of the man, damn it. Oh, well, that was disappointing. Shooty there, closing the door on Steph as she tries a manoeuvre. That wasn't ideal. But the good news, children, is that is that both my drivers are in the top 6 at the moment. Now, pit stops being staggered in the way that they are is helping neither of us at the moment. Fandango and Texera are going to come in. Shooty's going to come in. We're obviously going to come in. I'm going to pit Fandango this lap. What's the weather looking like? Still no change on the weather. We'll go out with a second set of mediums. Where are we? Lap 15. So we might need to go 3 sets of mediums here. But obviously we are going to need to pit again. 9.5 laps of fuel in the tank. Bear that in mind. You're going to need to start watching your fuel. There's 22 laps left. Do we juice him? No, we're not going to juice him now. We're going to juice him after the next one. Oh, that's going to be exciting. Right, Englehart's coming in from 5th this lap. His tyres are right on the edge of where we want them to be, so he's getting a good time for a tyre stop here. And he's back out again. That all looked pretty clean. Certainly no mistakes there. Pit ranking 4th fastest pit stop today. Steph's now up in 2nd, but she's got to come in as well. Do we chance keeping her out for one more lap? I think we will, actually. We'll stay out for one more. Activate the afterburners. Can we make it to the end of the race with this much fuel? No, we can't, but you know what? I'm okay with that. So Steph's coming in this lap. Assuming she makes it to the end of the lap. And still no sign of any of the wet stuff coming from the sky. So, 6.8 laps. Okay, interesting. No, we have to go mediums. We do need to go mediums here. I was thinking possibly going to soft to double up low fuel load with soft tyres. Or do we refuel her now? She's just going to be carrying that weight for the rest of the race, and tricky. You're potentially setting her up for an extra pit stop there, because if you put these on, you come in 23. You then go and get some mediums. You stick it out till maybe 32. Assuming we don't have to come in for inters or something like that. No, we'll leave this alone. What we don't want is her running out of fuel during this time. All right. Oh, okay. No, I don't want to be bringing her in more often than I need to. So we're going to go out on soft tyres. It's not necessarily a good call, but with a lower fuel load plus those soft tyres, she could do quite well for herself, even though this is likely to lead to an extra pit stop. But anything can happen in 5 laps to make that an astute decision. Obviously, anything can happen to make that a really terrible decision as well. But you know, we like to rain some sunshine down on the situation. Right, while Steph comes in, we're going to follow along with Falco. He's going to activate his afterburners on the pit straight. And now, go on, Falco. There you go, up to 11th. That's nice. 10th within his sights. Turn it back off again. He doesn't know how to work the off button. Are we going to be okay with these fuel levels? No, we're probably not. Right, Falco. Tell your tyres you hate them. There we go. And Steph, you ease off 1 notch on fuel burn there. Anyway, Steph in 8th. Falco in 9th. We're playing a bit of a risky game with fuel. News at 11. Falco is going to have to come. He's not going to get the best out of his tyres here. I mean, it is allowing us to be aggressive on the tyres. They're both going to run out of fuel at exactly the same time. Nuts. That's just not good. Just not good. No, that is absolutely a million miles away from being ideal. We're going to have to be somewhat cautious here. As much as running low on fuel will mean that we just have to be a bit careful about when we bring them in. Falco's burning his fuel faster, but we are gonna double stack on the fuel pit stop here if we're not careful. Let's look at the weather. Still no sign of rain. This is not working in our favour at all. Okay, Falco on mediums was a bad idea if I didn't put the fuel in. He should have refueled at the same time. but didn't, and that's disappointing. We are riding high. I think we do have some benefit going in off the back of... right, pit now, Falco. Yeah, I know he's got 2 laps left, but I don't want both drivers pitting at the same time. 15 laps left after the end of this this lap. So we'll top it up and then drag it back again. 18. The reason for this is I do like to burn more fuel than it suggests. Alright, so 15 laps of fuel remaining. Can we make him have 1 set of tyres last to the end of the race? I don't think we can. I think he's going to have to come in twice. Yeah, I'm almost certain he's going to have to come in once more after this. Yeah, bad choice on the fuel stop there, Team Chief. That was not clever. No, I'm getting no love from the weather in terms of this being strategic. Alright, we'll chance 18. He's going to come in anyway, so we can look at whether another splash is going to be needed or not. Tyre choice. Do we go mediums? Again, I'm having a difficult time making a decision on this one. We could go softs, yes. But you'll be in fairly soon. True. But you are going to have to stop twice anyway. You're not going to make it through. You're certainly... Look, I mean, 12 to 14 laps, and there is at least 15 laps left. And those estimates have always proved to be a little on the optimistic side. So he's definitely going to be coming in, especially with the way I go through tyres. Go out on softs, man. Yeah. Okay, so when Falco comes in at the pits, we'll bring Steph in as well. She's currently one of the faster drivers on the track. She is faster than Hitbone at the current time, so she's closing the gap up to the top end of the grid as Falco comes in, and we tell Steph, it's your time. We're going to go with exactly the same thing. We already had this in a debate with ourselves where Falco was concerned. 16? 17. No, not 21, no. 17. Yes, you lose a little bit of time per lap. Yes, it takes longer to fuel the car up. But equally, yes, you don't run out of fuel during the race. I've had 1 or 2 times where I've run out of fuel during the race, and it has always made me very, very sad indeed. So we're going to avoid doing that. All right, Falco's dropped to 17th, but everybody needs to come in. There is nobody currently who does not need to come in. Right, tyres done. Fuel going in now. And we'll see where Steph manages to re-enter the track there. That was a slightly dangerous manoeuvre pulled by whoever it is ahead of Steph in the pit lane. 14th, Frankie Trial. Cheeky bleeder, Frankie Trial. Right, well, there we go. We're back out. And Steph, punch it. There we go. Going straight for punch it there, and push your tyres. Don't be generous where tyres are concerned. Meanwhile, Falco, we're going to need to watch for the best track position for him in order to get the best out of this. People coming back in, so obviously we're moving up the levels there a little bit. Right, once you get round this corner, there we go. Activate. Go, 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 go. Right, I don't have the bandwidth to be able to operate both of your electro boosters manually. So I'm going to focus on Steph, since she's ahead on the track. Really is going through the tyres very quickly, but we anticipated that anyway. So we are going to need one more stop. I imagine Hitbone coming in now is going to finish the race on those tyres. Fandango, if he hangs in there a little bit longer, may is almost certainly going to finish the race on the next set of tyres he chooses, but I think he might go with the super softs. Certainly with 10 laps to go, that is within his case. No, he's switched back to mediums again. Well, we know he's quick on mediums, so that might not be a terrible move on his part. Go on, Steph, use what you got, stay in contention, because you're going to come in for a 4th pit stop, and that's suicide. Shooty's going to have to come in. Marley's going to have to come in. Manny will have to come in. Black and Count might or might not. If they're feeling chancy, might stay out. But who's that we just overtook? That's Black and Count. Has got some technical problems going on. Well, that works in our favour. We're now up into sixth once again, but we do have another pit stop to make, and the tyres are starting to get a little bit warm. Falco's nuked his tyres completely. In fact, he hasn't nuked his tyres completely. He has absolutely thrashed the hell out of those tyres. They need changing already. He got the temperature up far too quickly. Steph, turbos. And there we go. Right, yeah, Falco now losing time. We're going to bring him in and put him on something to finish the race off with. I'm tempted to go soft tyres, despite the fact he doesn't make them last, does he? No, we'll stick him on medium so we're guaranteed that they're going to finish the race. 7 laps remaining, 10 laps of fuel. That's all good. The parts all look absolutely hunky-dory. Our part development and refinement strategy is paying off there nicely. I think we've hosed this. I think we've made a mess of it. It's going to come down to Kilmowski, Black and Count, Texera, whether their tyre strategy is going to work for them or not. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Falco is in. Steph needs fresh tyres. She's in third right now, but she's going to have to come in. There's no way we make that last. She did a little bit better tyre-wise, so we'll go back out on softs. No need for any extra fuel. Everything else by the numbers. Let's get it out there. One extra stop. Not clever. Not clever having one extra stop. But to be fair, so far today, touch wood, she has driven really well. Engelhardt now down in 18th, and he's on slower tyres than those around him. He's going to pick up a few places from drivers coming into pit stops, but I think he's probably going to finish 15th, 14th, something like that. The top 5 all out on half-cut mediums, so that looks like they will finish with the set that they've got on right now. Steph now back out on track in 10th. She will pick up 1 place, is the only thing we can guarantee that she's going to pick up. And she just lost a place, so there is that to consider as well. You can be a little bit more aggressive on the tyres there, Steph. Same goes for you, Falks. Let's not lose this by not trying hard enough. Someone's been cheeky on the inside there. Steph's going to activate the afterburners. Get knotted. It was one of the Kickery twins. Oh no, it was Frankie Trial. Really? Oh yeah, I misread. Okay. Trial immediately goes through again. Slightly faster car, slightly faster tyres. That's to be understood. But it really comes down now. Disorderly, again. He started right at the back of the grid. He's not a very good driver, but he does make his tyres last. It seems to be the critical thing. If you've made 4 pit stops and someone else has made 2, you're going to be very unlikely to be beating people that are wasting time less than you are. Where have we got left? 2 and a bit laps to go. Steph's really going to have to pull something out of the bag here to get a result on the track. We might see Frankie Trial come in. We might see Disorderly come in. But as mentioned, he does seem to be very adept at making his tyres work. But it is close here. We'll hit the turbos now. Nothing really doing there. Nothing doing. Steph still in 11th. But she is competitive. She's got the right kind of momentum going on here to make this different. What we can do is we can go to a more aggressive fuel strategy. We know our fuel is now going to last, so we can treat it like we hate it. Steph moving through into 9th. Very nice. We're going to get one more go at this, and therefore we're going to hit the action button as we come round onto the longer straight here. She hasn't got much in the electro booster, but we'll use it anyway to try and maintain what we've got. We're not going to get any more benefit from anyone pit stopping. We might lose out to Trial, who is a cheeky blighter when it comes to cornering and has got the turbos on. Yeah, we lost a place. Unfortunate. Also on a 4-stop strategy. So, as 4-stoppers go, we were the top 2. Had we been on a 3-stopper there, I think we would have managed a top 6 finish. That's really all there is to it. It was the pit strategy that hurt us. But honestly, at the rate that Falco was going through tyres, there wasn't an awful lot to choose. We could have gone for something along the lines of some tyre preservation action going on here. But if we look, where are we? Engelhardt. He didn't do too badly. He could have gone back out on softs for the final stint. He got 8 laps out of those. Now, they were starting to spark a little bit. But we're not getting enough out of the mediums. When you've got Kikeri, who's getting 12 laps out of a set of mediums, what are you going to do with that? And then, of course, the top drivers here. Hitbone gets 13 laps out of that set of mediums there. Hitbone, don't forget, started at the tail end of the pack. Managed to do a 2-stop strategy, and it really paid off. Arguably came in a little earlier than was strictly needed. But having that clear air ahead of him clearly made a difference. Black and Cow. Phenomenal drive there from Black and Cow in terms of looking after the tyres. And Kilmowski put 10 laps in on some super softs. Disorderly put 9. And a 14-lap stint on those mediums. All right, okay. Well, that gives me an idea for the next race, and a little bit of strategy change is let's just treat the tyres like we love them. I'll put one driver on as fewer a stop strategy as we can possibly get our hands on. Anyway, it's nice to get some points in the bank for a change. That certainly helps. But no, not a great result. But we didn't crash. In terms of the standings overall, that's Mori in 9th, Falco in 12th. No change for either of them. When it comes to teams, we are locked in at 5th. Nakata Performance are within shout, but Marshall GT are tied with us, and Yuma Race Team are only 3 points back, so we're in no way secure. The idiots are saying, Nathan, who is an idiot, obviously, Bulldozer Power GT are awesome, #GoTeam. We're not. We really messed that up. Tamara, Carl Valhero, or Hero, I suppose. Laszlo Hitbone, whatever. Django Tew, Bulldozer Power GT suck. Yeah, I think they probably did. I know they did well today. We didn't, but I don't care. They suck, lol. Okay, there we go. And Alyssa LaRucco, holy balls, Laszlo Hitbone was amazing today. I mean, it was a very good performance from Hitbone, having started so far back on the grid to finish winning a race. That was quite impressive. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this time. We'll wait for the usual end screen to appear. But another race that is arguably a little bit disappointing. But with the new policy of spend everything in play, we are going to get a bit more action come on. Hang on, Falco has got a new unlock, and that is push it to the limit. Interesting. Removes the red zone from car condition. Okay, well that's a mechanic. That's a mechanic unlock. I'm not sure we really want to chance that. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. This series exists thanks to your beloved support. I hope to see you next time. Hope you're enjoying the series. I'll catch up with you soon. Cheerio.